with a quick little tutorial on our free Kimberbell Love Notes Mystery Quilt Along, woo, that's a mouthful, pillow pattern. I will post the link in the, the description, wherever you see that, up, down, left or right, to the free pattern to this adorable pillow. So I am going to build this pillow today and give you a little tutorial. So if you want to follow along, stick around. Let me just give you a list of the supplies you're going to need to get started. So let's start with the first and foremost. You're going to need the directions. And don't do what I did and print them double-sided, because you're going to need to cut some stuff out at the end. So make sure they all have their own piece of paper. Then you are going to need some stencils to cut out for your bird, your heart, your talking bubble. Then you've got your leather piece here, your talking bubble fabric, your heart fabric. And then you're going to need to cut your larger pieces, a 10.5 inch by 10.5 inch square for your background. And then you're going to need to do a 10.5 inch by 1.5 inch end piece and a 7 by 1.5 inch piece for your edges. So you've got 2 of these, because these are going to be your border once everything's said and done. And then 2 7 by 10.5 inch backings, and these will be the back to your pillow so you can open it up and stuff your pillow inside. You're probably gonna need some pins and some embroidery floss and some embroidery needles, and I grabbed a hoop just in case I felt like I needed some sort of place for the fabric to sit instead of just being in my hand. One of these little fabric markers or a pencil, my little rolly cutter, and some scissors, and then whatever kind of thread you want to border your heart and talking bubble in. Also, they asked for fusible woven interfacing. I do not have any, and so I thought, what can I use to stick things together while I sew them on? And I'm just going to use some quilt basting spray. This is just what I have on hand. I don't know if this is what you're supposed to use, but here's a life hack if you don't have any fusible batting and you really want to get this done. So we are just going to charge right into this. So let's get started. First, you are going to find your heart and your polka dot fabric, and you are going to just trace and cut those out. Appliqué is a whole new thing for me. I've never in my life done it once, so I am so excited to try this out. However, as I mentioned before, I do not have fusible woven interfacing. Basically, you just want to stick your pieces together so they're down onto your backing. So I'm just going to use this basting spray to get that done, and then we're going to go ahead and sew around these. Professional. Anyways, so now that my hands are super sticky and my directions are amazing, I can just post them on my wall and read them as there. So there we go. Moving on, we are going to sew these fabrics together, and I'm sure if you had the fusible interfacing, it would make it a lot thicker and a little bit more durable when you're putting it through the machine, but we're just going to go ahead and put it in as it is and see what happens. So let's go. Okay, so I just finished doing the seam around the talking bubble here. And as you can see, obviously the fusible interfacing would keep it from gathering and bunching. So in hindsight, maybe I should have used that. So pro tip, follow the directions. And I'm going to go ahead and do the heart, but with less thick zigzags. I'm just going to lay off a little bit because the fabric seems to be puckering. Also, I got a little gather at the point there. But hey, it's my first time appliquing, and I'm super, super excited about this. And this is going to be adorable when it's done. So let's do the heart. Amazing. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I'm beaming with pride. So, as I said in the previous video, if you have literally zero experience, look, you can do it. So, we're going to take a break from our machine. We are going to do some stitches on our bird and make his little beak and feet, and then add some little hearts to his tail feathers. So, let's grab what we need. So I just have my bird placed in the little hoop. I have my embroidery needle and my embroidery floss. And they kind of just let you get creative with this part. I'm going to go with a light color for this little guy around the outside. And we are going to start there. Okay, so I tried embroidering this guy, but because the leather is so thick and my hands are sweaty, I'm just gonna mark this with a marker, and my husband is gonna take a hammer and a nail and he's gonna poke some holes in it for me so that I can just do some back stitching without wanting to rip my hair out or cry myself to sleep. So now we've got this little guy all embroidered onto the fabric, and we are going to move on to his beak and his feathers and his feet. So we'll just make him a red with a red beak, cute little tail feathers, and some feet. So let's get rolling on that. So let's trim this guy up. I happen to have an 8.5 by 8.5 inch grid ruler, so I'm just going to use this as my guide, and I'm going to just kind of center him where I think he should kind of land in the pillow. So now we're going to slap on our border pieces here. Just roll these seams or these edges here to make a seam for our pillow where it goes together. So just roll it, press it, and then we'll just take it and sew it real quick. Now that we have this all squared up and ready to go, we will place our panels for the back on top. One. Hands are still sticky from that basting spray idea. Awesome. Now we'll just pin this in place, and then we'll take it to the machine. We'll sew around the whole perimeter, and then we'll flip it and do the last finishing seam around the edge, and then that's it. Excited to see what this is going to look like. So we're going to pop out all of our pins. Ta-ta-da. Sorry if I made any of you cringe while I was sewing over my pins, but my sister-in-law works in the theater. She's a costume maker, and she sews over pins, and she told me it's okay to sew over pins. So I like to live life on the edge. All right, there we go. But wait, there's more. We are actually going to press this guy nice and flat, and then we will sew this seam here to give it this cute little border, and then we'll tuck our little pillow in, and we'll be done. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to see what this is gonna be when it's all done. Oh, I love it. All right, let's go. All done. I ended up pulling a few stitches because my stitch in the ditch foot was being ridiculous and frustrating, and my stitches were going great, and then they were loose, so my tension was off, and it kept like pulling through, so I lifted the needle at the corners while the needle wasn't in the thread, and all the annoying things. So anyways, all of that to say, it is finally done now, and we're just gonna stuff this guy. Let's see what's Oh my word, you guys. Look at, we made a pillow. This is gonna be so fun, you guys. This is just our little sampler to give us just a little taste of what this quilt along is gonna be. And to be honest, it was a little bit of a struggle for me, but that's why I'm doing the quilt along, for growth. I have never in my life done applique. I have never embroidered with embroidery floss. I have made pillowcases, but not with this fun little border. So that's a fun new technique that I can try out. And oh my goodness, this is so fun. All right, so I hope you guys join us on this mystery quilt along. It is gonna be a blast. And I'm gonna be guiding you through it. It's kind of gonna be like the blind leading the blind. So we can all laugh together, and for you more experienced quilters, you can cringe, that's okay. I will probably do a few things and probably have already done a few things that are a little cringy because I'm learning, and I love the adventure of learning new things and trying new things and maybe flubbing the directions a little bit and realizing that maybe I should listen to the professionals who wrote the directions. It's all a part of the adventure. So here is the final product. Oh my goodness, enjoy. I will post a link to the free pattern below because you're gonna wanna make this. It's gonna go great with the little quilt that we're gonna be throwing together. If you would like to pre-order a mystery quilt kit, call Mimi's Quilting Cottage, or you can send her an email, or you can even just click the link, I'll post that in the comments, to her website directly to the pre-order. And the quilt along starts on August 3rd. And you're not gonna wanna miss it. We would love to have you join us. See you next time.